Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're heading out into the field to uncover 10 lesser-known facts about goats that will give you a whole new perspective on these amazing animals. You know, when you think of goats, you might picture them chewing on anything in sight or maybe scaling a steep mountainside. While those observations aren't wrong, there's a whole lot more to these creatures than meets the eye. Let's get started. All right, let's talk about climbing for a second. You've probably seen pictures or videos of goats clinging to the sides of cliffs, seemingly defying gravity. But how do they do it? Well, it's all about their incredible anatomy. Their hooves are split into two toes, which can spread apart, giving them amazing grip on uneven surfaces. And those hooves aren't just for traction, they're also incredibly strong. Goats have a special joint in their ankles that acts like a spring, allowing them to jump and land with incredible precision. And we can't forget about balance, which is essential for any climber. Goats have excellent balance, thanks to their inner ear structure and their ability to sense even the slightest shifts in weight distribution. So next time you see a goat scaling a sheer rock face, remember those adaptations. They're like something straight out of a nature documentary. Now, this next fact is a little strange, but trust me, it's fascinating. Have you ever noticed that goats have these strange rectangular pupils? It's not something you see every day, right? Well, these horizontal pupils aren't just for looks. They give goats a superpower of sorts, an almost panoramic field of vision. We're talking about 320 degrees of sight. To put that into perspective, humans only see about 180 degrees. This wide field of view allows goats to spot predators sneaking up from the sides without even turning their heads. It's like having built-in side view mirrors and a rear view mirror all in one. Let's move on to their social lives. Goats are incredibly social animals. Think of them as the life of the pasture party. They form strong social bonds and have a complex hierarchy within their herds. There's always a dominant goat, usually an older female, who leads the group. And just like us, goats thrive on companionship. They communicate with each other through a variety of bleats, grunts, and even body language. And believe me, if you spend enough time around these animals, you'll start to understand their unique vocabulary. But here's the thing, separating a goat from its herd can cause them serious stress. They're social butterflies at heart and need that interaction to feel safe and secure. Chapter 4, A Varied Diet. All right, let's talk about food. Now, you might have heard that goats will eat anything, but that's not entirely true. While they're not picky eaters, goats are browsers, not grazers. This means they prefer to nibble on a diverse diet of leaves, shrubs, and even the occasional prickly bush. Their digestive systems are built to handle a variety of plants that other animals might avoid. And here's where things get really interesting. Their diverse diet actually makes them really valuable for land management. Goats have been used to clear overgrown fields, control invasive plant species, and even reduce fire hazards by munching on dry brush. So they're not just adorable, they're environmentally helpful too. Chapter 5, Communication through Vocalization. Now, let's tune our ears to the sounds of the goat world. You know those bleating sounds goats are famous for? Well, those aren't random noises. Each goat has its own unique voice and a whole repertoire of vocalizations they use to communicate. There are bleats for greetings, warnings, and even for finding their kids in a crowded herd. It's like their own special language. And speaking of kids, baby goats can recognize their mother's voice from the moment they're born. It's pretty amazing. This vocal communication is essential for maintaining the social structure within a herd, and it's fascinating to listen to them interact. Chapter 6, A Strong Sense of Smell. Goats might not have the best eyesight in the animal kingdom, but they more than make up for it with their incredible sense of smell. We're talking about an olfactory system that puts even bloodhounds to shame. Their sense of smell is crucial for a number of things. First, it allows them to detect the subtle scents of their favorite foods, even from a distance. They can sniff out a tasty shrub hidden among a thicket of other plants. Second, it helps them navigate their environment and recognize familiar territory. And perhaps most importantly, their sense of smell plays a huge role in social recognition. Goats use scent to identify other goats, especially members of their own herd. Now, for all their goofy antics, goats are actually incredibly intelligent and curious creatures. They possess a level of problem-solving ability that often surprises people. They love to explore, investigate new things, and they're always up for a challenge. Give a goat a puzzle feeder and they'll figure it out in no time. And you know those stories about goats escaping from their enclosures? Well, there's a reason for that. Goats are masters at finding weaknesses in fences and gates, and they're not afraid to use their intelligence to test their boundaries. This curiosity and intelligence make goats fascinating animals to interact with, but they also make them escape artists extraordinaire. So we've talked about their intelligence, but did you know that goats can be trained? That's right. With patience and positive reinforcement, you can teach a goat to follow basic commands, walk on a leash, and even perform tricks. They're quick learners and eager to please, especially if there's a tasty treat involved. Goats can learn their name, come when called, and even navigate obstacle courses. Some goats have even been trained to pull carts or carry packs, making them useful working companions in certain parts of the world. So, next time you see a goat, remember, there's a good chance that animal could be trained to do some pretty amazing things. For thousands of years, goats have been valuable companions to humans. They're truly multi-purpose animals, providing us with milk, meat, fiber, and even ecological services. Goat milk is highly nutritious and easier to digest than cow's milk, making it a popular choice for people with dairy sensitivities. Goat meat, also known as chevon or mutton, is a lean protein source that's popular in many cultures around the world. And let's not forget about fiber. Goats like the Cashmere and Angora breeds produce luxurious wool that's used to make high-quality clothing. And as we discussed earlier, goats are excellent for land management. They can clear brush, control weeds, and even help prevent wildfires by reducing dry vegetation. So the next time you enjoy a glass of goat milk or admire a cashmere sweater, take a moment to appreciate the versatility and importance of these amazing creatures. Goats are truly remarkable creatures full of surprises and unique qualities. From their incredible climbing abilities to their complex social structures, goats never cease to amaze us. They are intelligent, resourceful, and adaptable animals that have played a vital role in human societies for centuries. So the next time you encounter a goat, take a moment to appreciate these often overlooked creatures. They are more than just lawnmowers or sources of milk and cheese. They are fascinating animals with their own unique place in the web of life. We hope you enjoyed learning these lesser-known facts about goats. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating animal facts.